Hi, everyone. Today's a special episode. We got Sandeep Nailwal from Matic Network here. So we're going to do a little AMA session with myself, and there's some really big news that's going to come at the end of this video, or may not come at the end of this video. Make sure you watch it to the very end. Before we do that, guys, just hit the like, subscribe button at the bottom and the bell if you don't want to miss any other important videos that are coming out from Athena Education Channel. How's it going, Sandeep? Nice to see you today.
Yeah, pretty good, Joel. And, thanks for inviting me to the channel. And I really like the work, Athena Education is trying to do, taking the complicated, blockchain concepts to the retail people. So, I recommend everyone to subscribe to Joel's channel. He's pretty great. Yeah.
Thanks. All right. I really appreciate that. And you guys don't forget to do that, please. So we're going to jump in today, guys. We're going to explore. So why are you here? Why is the video happening? We're going to explore what's going on with Matic. What does it do? What's Plasma and all this other stuff in a really simple way so you can understand why people are talking about Matic if you don't really understand the tech side. And the other thing is there's a huge announcement that's going to potentially be coming out either today or tomorrow. So we already know the BitMax one, but there's more. So don't forget to stay tuned. What we're going to start right now is let's try to get a little bit of background from Sandeep. What have you been doing before? Just a short synopsis of how you got into Matic Network.
Yeah. So I come from a computer science background, and I've also done management in technology after that. And I used to work as a software engineer with the Computer Sciences Corporation. Primarily one of the first computer consulting companies, and they back in the day, like they were involved with the NASA's product and all that, but now they have moved to something else. So and then I was working with Deloitte, which is a global consulting firm, again technology consulting over there. And then post that, I was the CTO of e-commerce for Wellspun Group, which is a $4 billion group in India. Nice. And I was handling their India and UK and US e-commerce initiatives. So that was that. And then I came into entrepreneurship. Raised money for my last company called Scope Weaver. In very simple terms, it was like Alibaba for services. What Alibaba did for manufacturing services in China, I wanted to do that for the knowledge services in India. Nice. So, for some time it ran pretty good. It was a marketplace, because it involves services, so there was scaling issue, right? Yeah. And then, I went into like some of the technologies like AI, ML, and, blockchain. I was reading about that. And then, shout out to Andreas Antonopoulos. So I was reading Mastering Bitcoin at that time. And, I knew about Bitcoin since 2013, but, I didn't, buy or anything of any Bitcoins and all that at that time. And at one point I thought of, mining Bitcoin or something, but then, got engaged with my current going activity. So didn't do that. But then I was reading the Mastering Bitcoin. And at that time, at like third or fourth chapter down the line, I realized, oh shit, this is big, man. And this is the kind of technology I've been looking for. And this is back in 2016. And then, I'm very proud to, say that today that I had a good, decently running business. And then, within like 2 to 3 weeks, I decided that, I want to move into something like, this. And then, I slowly phased out, served all our clients, did their completed their projects, handed over and all that. And then, slowly I completely came into blockchain technology, went back to programming myself, programmed a few things, then started a small consulting kind of business for blockchain. And this was the peak of, blockchain, the 2017 had started, and we all know what happened there. So, did a bunch of consulting stuff and all that. And then, with this Bitcoin active communities in the India became very big. So we also went into that, and I met, Jayanti and Anurag over there. We all were very fairly prominent members over there because we had the tech knowledge to help people. And then from there, we started connecting and, working on these, hardcore problems. And Jayanti was already doing really, really good with the Plasma group by that time. And, he used to the work with the, all the top guys like, Joseph Poon and Vitaliks of the world and all that on Plasma scaling. And then he came out with the, his Plasma MVP, account-based Plasma, and we, realized we were tracking the research and all that, and we realized that, oh, this is like something we can take it forward. And from there we slowly moved into Matic. And then since it's been like 1.5 years journey since then, it has been an exciting one.
Nice. So to basically kind of go over, so you talk about Plasma and the tech, and I'm sure some people are watching this going like, I don't know what that means. So basically, what is the problem that you guys saw? Like, of course, Ethereum does have scalability issues and TP issues. How did you guys come up with the idea of a way to kind of solve that? And what other things is Matic trying to do?
So basically, in very simple terms, see, we saw last year the blockchain industry going to a 800 billion valuation and all that. But even then, if you see, and billions of dollars put into this, but even then you see that, there is no significant blockchain applications. Like still there is like the larger applications are like still trading and all that in financial sectors. And then, there are CryptoKitties and kind of smaller use cases. So these use cases and the mass adoption is not happening because of the scalability issues of blockchain. Like still the transactions on Ethereum blockchain is very like costly, especially if you talk about the applications. So payments and all that are fine, but micro payments and applications, it's not conducive on Ethereum. And then it's actually sometimes like these Ethereum and Bitcoin, which are the largest blockchains across the world, they are not meant to have all the transactions of the world within this base layer. We consider base layer as more of a settlement layer. And then, these applications, games, and, whatnot of the world, these can actually happen on a layer 2. That's when Matic comes in, right? So essentially what Matic is that this is Ethereum, right? Matic is just an Ethereum on top of Ethereum, a faster Ethereum on top of the slower and secure Ethereum, right? And in between, you can think that there is a layer, right? Or there is a connection between these two. And that connection is Plasma framework. What that connection, Plasma framework connection ensures is that whatever you are doing here on the Matic side chains can be actually verifiable and secured on the main chain. That's the simplest of bottom line. A faster Ethereum on top of slower Ethereum, and Plasma framework ensuring that these connections are secure and everybody has their assets very well secured and owned on the Ethereum main chain. That's the bottom line.
Is it cheaper? Because obviously we remember the CryptoKitties thing that happened and how it basically caught. And there was I think it was like an F coin exchange. Also, there was two times with 2017, early 2018, where like Ethereum's gas fees were just insane. So does Matic make that cheaper, like using that second layer? Will it not, can you do micro payments like in a game, for example, and it not cost different various prices for gas, for example?
Of course. So these are the two biggest benefits. So as I said, that this is a faster Ethereum because it, trades off with some things, helps or, ensures those trade-off with the Plasma framework. So it's very, very like cheap. It's like 1/100th of the cost of what you do on Ethereum. Generally, we anticipate that it's going to be around 0.1 cent. So essentially in $1, you can do 1,000 transactions. And the transaction confirmation times are also very small, like 1 second. So what happens is that, imagine that you are using a game and you were doing it on Ethereum, you have to pay 20 cents and wait for at least 15 seconds for first confirmation, right? So that's not conducive for that. Imagine you were using a Twitter, right? And you have to pay 20 cents and wait for like half a minute or something like that for that tweet to go. That's not a user experience that people are going to adopt. Your mom and pop and, your friends are not going to, which are not in crypto, they're not going to adopt, right? So when you have these, low cost transactions, and then that too, the confirmation times at, 1 second, then it's like, just like the kind of apps that you use today, right? So that is something that we want to achieve. And that's the, the end goal for us, that, make these decentralized applications as, user friendly and easy to use for the end users as the applications of today, like the apps and all that are today, how you interact with them. Yeah,
that's awesome. I mean, that's what pretty much we need. And it needs to be simpler and faster and more user friendly. So it's really good that you guys came up with this idea of like, how do we use Ethereum to be better Ethereum basically, and let Ethereum kind of do its settlement layer, but you guys can do all the smaller microtransactions. So that's pretty interesting. So
and interesting one liner you use, that how can we use Ethereum to make Ethereum faster?
Yeah.
So I mean, as I said, Ethereum over Ethereum. So this is also one good line. I can also like later on use it. How can we use Ethereum to make Ethereum big
better? Like how do you make Ethereum better for like the smaller guys that want to do like games and applications? And is there any like focus on like what types of applications? Are you guys kind of trying to be like a Google Play Store where it's like make any application, use Matic Network, and then we give you basically everything on the back end, but now you can use this network to kind of be your base? Is that kind of what you guys are trying to go towards?
Correct. So all the use cases that are possible on Ethereum, they are possible to be, utilized. Like for them, it's possible to utilize Matic Scale while still being on Ethereum. That is also one key part. So we are a complementary solution to Ethereum. We are not a, sort of a, parallel solution to Ethereum. Like, whatever your costly assets are and your high value assets are, they should remain on Ethereum. And as I said, that there is a connection, so you can take them to the side chain and then do all that transactions over there and then come back. So kind of like our product head Anurag uses a very simple kind of analogy, which is like Venmo kind of analogy, right? So you guys use Venmo to so you have your money in the bank account, you take it to the Venmo, and then you do all those bill pays and splitting with the use of splitting bills with your friends and all that over here. And then whenever you want the money to be back in your bank account, it goes back to your bank account. You can withdraw it from there. It's exactly the same. You can take your money to the side chain or assets and all that, NFTs, whatnot, do transactions, play games, whatever you want to do. Whenever you want your assets, valuable assets to be back, you can take them back to Ethereum, where it is secure and decentralized also. Like it's secure and decentralized here also, but I'm saying that, Ethereum is the goal in the, secure and decentralized. Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So what kind of, like, obviously you're trying to get app developers. Is there any target market for example, your customer base, or are you guys trying to just basically be the one for everything?
Yeah. So see, I mean, primarily for all kind of use cases, Matic Network can be used. Be it, like just like as I said, that whatever you can use Ethereum for, you can use Matic for, and more, right? For games, micropayments, and once you solve the problem of blockchain, like in terms of the cost and the transaction speeds, then only one angle or one part of the puzzle is the storage. If you can also provide storage and querying of the database, for the storing of the data, then these three things provide you an end-to-end suite where you can build enterprise grade or user like retail grade applications. So you have today we have like a tons of gamers building on Matic. We have real world applications like examination platforms, and I mean of course payments are also there. That they are in the large capacity, but a lot of real-time use cases are there. Like people are having media, incentivized kind of media platforms like crypto control is there. People are building LinkedIn's on blockchain and whatnot. So all of that is now like would be possible with this kind of complementary network on top of Ethereum.
So you guys are trying to basically, for blockchain, I would say, trying to create something like an iOS and Google Play Store where it's like, okay, we have the infrastructure for you to build it. Come and build it on our Play Store. It may not be a Play Store. We may not call it that, but build it on our network, and we'll give you the ability to release it to all the people that use Matic. So your customers kind of a little bit of everybody, depending on who builds what app on your network. And if you become as big as Google Play or iOS, you pretty much could do anything. Is that, am I getting that right?
Correct. So that's why, like, you said that why people are talking about it, why there is a buzz around Matic and all that, because the potential is really huge, right? So it can actually become a, complementary partner of Ethereum to, take the leadership in this space again, right? So Ethereum plus Matic is a very deadly combination for all other blockchains in the space, right? So
That's
yeah.
great. So next question is a little bit of it's an exciting one. So you guys were one of the companies that got invested from two really big companies in this space, big exchanges in the space, Coinbase and on Binance. So those are obviously really big announcements that came out. We've seen you guys be put on Binance and saw, I think it was like 15 or 16 or 17x, something around that range. I can't remember exact numbers. I'm sure you do. So that was super exciting. Is there anything that you guys are going to be focusing on in terms of Coinbase? Like, is a goal to eventually be like one of the main companies in the space? And well, obviously that's always a goal, but is it to be one of those companies that are actually going to be on Coinbase and traded actively?
So, of course, the aspiration for every project in the space, the aspiration is that. But, we don't want to comment on the, the exchange listings and all that, because they have regulatory issues and things around that. But definitely, like every project in the space has an aspiration to list on Coinbase and Binance, right? So definitely, yeah.
It definitely gives you guys that perspective. And now while we're on the listings, I know that you guys yesterday released that you're listing on BitMax, which I think starts in a few hours from now, maybe 4 or 5 hours from now. That's really exciting. It's also one of the I think the biggest tier 2 exchange, or one of the biggest. So how come you guys went and are you guys planning on listing on several other exchanges? I know you also list on an Indian exchange, I also believe, as well, from India, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been there has been a lot of demand from our community also to list on multiple exchanges. To be honest, like, it's more like, I don't know. I mean, for a project like, it can be a bit of, I don't know, it provides a lot of liquidity also, but it can be nuisance also to list and all that. So these are long processes and all that. So, but, there's a lot of, request from the community to list on more exchanges. So we reached out to, the better ones. And that's what we also want, that, we want to list on the better exchanges, not like all and every exchange in the place. And they are free to do, like, it's a digital asset. There are already multiple, I think 5 or 10 exchanges, small, big, they have listed Matic in their own capacity. But from our team as a company, we want to reach out to the top exchanges and try to list over there. Rest all is like, it's a decentralized product. We don't own right now. We are owning the protocol. In due course, like in 1 or 2 years, it will be completely decentralized, just like Ethereum, and be run by some sort of community based governance system. So yeah, I mean, people are free to it's a public property. Yeah.
So eventually your guys' plan is to kind of take a step back once everything is kind of built in place, and then let the community kind of take a little bit more ownership of it. Do you guys plan on sticking around and still being there when people need you? Or is it eventually going to be one of those projects where you literally just take a step back, and unless there's really anything going on, the community does everything?
No, that doesn't work, right? Actually, so Vitalik is still there for Ethereum, right? So, and Ethereum Foundation is there. But the point being that even if Vitalik is the thought leader over there, he doesn't own Ethereum, right? So, it's free. Anybody can come and contribute to that. That's the that's why, like, we believe that Ethereum has been able to do it in such a beautiful way. Like, it's almost like Bitcoin level of decentralization, where there are a group of programmers. The rest all is controlled by community, and even the programmers also work in the more of a community based pattern. So we also dream to reach that stage. But yeah, I mean, for a network to grow, that needs a large amount of seeding and the growth in the initial phases, so that it organically becomes an engine to grow faster and faster itself, just like Ethereum has become in the last 5 years. So that's what we also want to do. We want to build the the first like the self-propagating engine, a big engine which keeps propagating, and then decentralize the control on that engine, so that community can control more, right? But it's not like it's at least like 3, 4, 5 years away from there. But that's the dream, right?
Yeah,
to
that's
dream.
the dream. That's the whole idea of decentralization is like no one really
Yeah.
controls anything. They're there. There's people that are helping, but you're not one person can say what can happen. So that's awesome.
Correct.
So a couple of
Correct. So,
things. Just
and this is one important thing that you mentioned. So, the decentralization part is very core to our business models. So, there are a lot of scaling solution. You must have heard about at least a 10 or maybe 20 different scaling solutions, right?
of course.
But a lot of them have the criticism that the decentralization and the ethos, like the censorship resistance and I mean, no central control is are not there, right? So
Yeah.
you know which projects I'm talking about, right? I
Yeah.
don't want to name any project specifically.
Mhm.
So but for us, when we want to achieve this scale, we want to achieve the scale while ensuring the decentralization, adequate decentralization over there. So that is one key tenet of this, and that's why you hear a lot of things about Matic, because the quality, I mean, the crypto or the blockchain enthusiasts and the leaders in this space, they respect that part, that Matic is trying to achieve that part while keeping the decentralization as a core aspect of the network.
Yeah, well, we all know about Libra, so we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, just before we get off, I mean, I just have a couple other questions and things that I want to ask, because there's been a really big buzz about some rumors that are going around about Matic's going to have a huge announcement today. I don't know if you can tell me exactly what this announcement is, but I have my own thoughts about what it could be. ... .net. I don't know. But yeah, can you maybe give us a little bit of whatever you can say about what's going to be happening with Matic potentially today? And if not today, what's coming up soon?
So, I mean, the main thing is that, our mainnet, alpha mainnet is actually scheduled within this quarter.
Nice.
So definitely, we are always ahead on our technical schedules. So we are definitely ahead on that. And,
Nice.
Definitely, the good things should come out soon.
All right. So there's something coming out with Mainnet potentially, guys. That's something that's pretty cool, and I'm really excited for that. That's also great for your developers, right, that are building on Matic, because once you're Mainnet, you're pretty much full go, and people can really just unleash and start creating as much as they want, right?
Yeah. So actually, it's an alpha mainnet. So
Yep.
I would not say that it's the final version of the mainnet, because alpha mainnet, it will go to the public, it will get tested, but it's actually a complete cycle of Ethereum and Matic. The developers who are building on Matic, they can actually build the end application over there.
Nice.
But these will be completely under monitoring, and then initially restricted access to these developers.
Yep.
And then because it's under heavy audit and all that. And once the audits and everything is complete, and this is next level like security, and this is slightly battle tested, although internally it's been battle tested for a long time now.
Of course.
But once it goes out, the public crowd intelligence is bigger than anyone. So once this gets more battle tested, this will move into a beta, and then eventually a full mainnet. But for the developers, they can build their end applications, starting the launch of the alpha mainnet. Yeah,
that's awesome. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, those guys probably been waiting for a while, so they're probably getting excited. And now you guys are probably quite excited as well, I'm going to assume, because you get to find all the challenges that will come before you really go full scale. But it will be pretty much full scale. Like, they'll be able to use the real network. So that's it's exciting. Now, is there any other things before we go? Because I've taken a lot of your time today, and I really respect and thank you for that. Is there any other things that are happening with Matic that maybe you could tell us about that maybe we don't really know, or like some things that you guys have planned in the next quarter, for example, that are coming up?
For sure. So I think the mainnet, although in the crypto community, kind of mainnet is a big news and all that.
Yeah.
But I think that it's just the start of the road, right? So and there are there are so many applications. Like I can tell you right now, building on Matic, that you will get bored of the applications, hearing about, okay, he's also building on Matic, that is also building on Matic. So you'll almost get bored of it, and that's like more, as you said, that this is like alpha mainnet is good for the developers. It's actually good for me also, because I am like leading the business development and the adoption part of it. And now, like, once I have the alpha mainnet, like already in the testnet, there are so many applications. Imagine when I have the alpha mainnet under my belt, and I go and speak to so I'm also very excited. So I'm also moving into the new phase where, I mean, my objective is to bore you guys with the number of applications which are building. Every day you need to hear that, okay, somebody is building on Matic and, the kind of adoption Matic is bringing. That's my goal, like to bore you, to bore
Well, I
the
mean, I don't
community.
think you're really going to bore us. I would say that you're kind of just going to give us tons and tons of options so that we can actually kind of pick and choose and find the right types of applications for us, kind of like I do when I go on my phone and want to find a game on Google Play or want to download an app to make something easier than I'm normally doing every day as well. So it's really exciting. I'm curious to see, how that all develops and on the blockchain, and really getting us some more stuff that's hands-on as users would be cool, because the average user doesn't really understand how blockchain works, nor do they really care, to be completely honest. But that's not your point. Your point's back end, build the stuff, let people kind of use it, and then that's will prove what you guys are doing. So it's going to be really cool to see when they have that infrastructure to build and they actually get to put it on on an application of, whether it be a game or a health record for themselves, or like where they eat, whatever it is, whatever type of apps that they're going to use. It'd be really cool to see how that actually progresses. And obviously, the app started with Snake. Remember with Snake on your phone, like really long time ago, you play like a silly little game and it was really simple. I'm sure that it'll be a lot more intricate than that, but it's going to get built on over time. And I think it'll become, mainstream for what we're actually looking for. We won't call them apps really anymore in a few years from now. Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely. Okay. So I really appreciate you coming today, Sandeep. It was great. Guys, whether you missed that or not, I'm going to say it all over again. I know Sandeep can't say it, but I'm going to say it. ... Mainnet coming soon. Fill in the blank for yourself, okay? It's coming soon, like really soon, okay? So figure that one out. On the other end, thanks a lot for coming here today and giving people like a really basic understanding of what Matic is. It's actually not as confusing as you probably thought it was. And now that you have an understanding of that, if this is something that you're interested in, now you actually understand what they're trying to do and what they actually are already doing. So thank you very much, Sandeep. It was great having you on today. This has been Matic Network. If you like this video, guys, there's a subscribe button. Click on it. Click on the like button and share it to your friends who, if they want to know more about Matic or they want to know this big news is coming out, please do so. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you so much for your time.
Cheers.
And helping us to, present to your community. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, guys, this was not a paid video as well. Just so you know, I'm not shilling this project. I was here to actually do it because I'm actually quite interested in Matic myself. So that's something also good to know. This was not a paid promotional video. This was a video done because of my own interest in the project. Okay. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Coach K signing out, and see you later.